No limit hold'em game. Got an action-packed game for you tonight. I'm gonna leave it up to Josh for just a few minutes to get you while I get them started. Welcome to the jungle, Joshua.
Trying to get all of this set up real quick right before we get started.
You're good.
Just let Lindsay know I'm here. If you hear me. And welcome out to Kojaks. Tonight's game that we are going to be playing is going to be a 2-5 no limit hold'em game. Right now we got Lindsay in the box. Here in a second we'll introduce you to all of the players that are playing. So right now it sounds like they're going to be high carding to see where the starting button is going to be, and then we're going to get this game started tonight. I'm expecting quite an action-packed game based on our lineup. Yeah. Start. All right, so I will apologize really quick to everybody. I was commentating that entire hand, calling out all the action, and then realized that we were on mute the whole time. So I'm not new to this at all, but yes, I am. So here we go for the second hand of the night. Was commenting on the hand between Brett and Pete for that previous one where Brett does take the initiative on the turn, bets when Pete hits his 4, and then Pete hits the wheel on the river and takes down the first pot of the night. So there's your Cliff Note summary of the first hand, and we are now moving on to the second. Looks like we're playing for $25 or $30. Joni calls with her ace 5, Eric with jack 9, and Tony with ace queen. Tony's going to flop second pair with his queen. You got 2 aces out there already, so Tony is probably going to be good here. He's showing 61% equity to win that pot. And he's going to bet it. He's going to bet $85. Joni and Eric quick to let their hands go. Tony's going to pick up the second pot, stacking a $67 profit off of that hand. And already you can kind of see chips moving around. Looks like our average buy-in was about $1,000 to $1,500 to start the night. It was a $500 to $2,000 game. We're playing 2-5 no limit hold'em. So with this lineup, like I said, I'm expecting quite a bit of action tonight, and we'll see how it ends up going. So now on to hand number 3. Eric under the gun with his 9-4 suited is going to let it go. Michael raises to 15 with King 10 offsuit. See if anyone wants to come along and play with him in this hand. And here we see Mr. Ward coming to join the table. So action is going to get pretty interesting once he sits down. Joni calls with her Jack Deuce offsuit. So Michael hits his top pair of kings, 10 kicker. Joni flops backdoor deuce high spade flush. Joni is going to check into Michael. Michael's going to bet $20. Nice little continuation bet with his top pair. Joni's going to quickly look through the menu, see if the menu tells her what she needs to do with his hand. And the menu tells her to fold, so there she goes. While we're getting this hand dealt out, for those of you who haven't seen on Facebook, so our bad beat was hit yesterday. It was just over $9,000, and we had 2 players, 1 player holding pocket kings, 1 player holding pocket jacks, and 3 aces ended up coming on the board for aces full of jacks beat by aces full of kings. So bad beat was hit yesterday. We are now on to bad beat number 6. Very actionable as always. We have a Mississippi straddle. It's kind of confusing the whole table right now, so Brett is letting Joni know, and you can tell that she does not like that because it is her small blind, and she likes to let people know whenever they are infringing on her blinds. So she is letting Brett know that she is not happy in the fact that he straddled her blind. Joni is going to call with the 9-7 suited. Eric with his ace-jack offsuit is going to raise to $35. Waiting on our action tracker to come around and catch up. We're now over to Carrie with 5 deuce suited. She's going to call. Brett has king queen suited, so the diamonds are all over the place. We had 3 players holding diamonds in their hand. Brett, of course, being the best of them, but he's going to raise it to 105, see what happens. Eric lets go of his ace jack. Carrie lets go of her 5 deuce. Brett picks up $76 pre-flop, just like that. King queen suited picks up 76 pre-flop. What an opportunity to Mississippi straddle right there, waking up with a hand. Button moves over to Joni. Action continues. And for those of you who do watch our stream, you'll also see our new massage therapist here. She started, I believe, this week. We've been having a lot of players asking when we're going to get a new massage therapist in, and she is here. So whenever you come out to Kojaks to play, she does hang around and was busy all night last night. Right now you see her working over on carry. Once again, just kind of waiting on our action tracker to catch up so we know kind of what our players are working with. Right now we see Brett called the $5 with pocket fours. Joni called with King 8 offsuit. Eric has King Jack offsuit. And Michael has Queen 4. Flop comes out Ace 3-3. Not really helped anyone, but Brett is in the lead with 2 pair, 3s and 4s with the ace kicker. No one with very many draws out there. So Brett's going to bet 15 with his pocket fours, pick up that hand. And once again, you kind of see those chips already starting to move around a little bit. All right, so Corey over here with Jack 10. Basil will be very proud of him for playing this hand. Jack 10 is Basil's favorite hand. He airbrushes that on just about every article of clothing that he has. You see Brad Owens talk about him in his vlog whenever he came and played here. So he's going to raise to 15 with Jack 10. Brett has pocket 8, so Brett's been waking up with quite a few hands lately. Pete comes along with pocket 5, so we're going 3 ways to this flop. $122 in the pot pre-flop. And the flop comes out 7-4-5 with 2 clubs. So Pete is going to flop middle set. Brett flops an overpair with a gut shot straight draw. This could actually be our first decent sized hand of the night. Pete's going to check his middle set. Corey's going to check. Brett with his overpair and a gut shot straight thinks he's golden. So Pete's just going to flat and kind of come along and see what happens, but he calls the 80. Corey reluctantly lets that go. I think that was a good laydown on his part. Here we go to the turn. Oh, and Corey's going to wonder if he made the right fold or not whenever he sees that jack with Jack 10. So he now has the top pair. Pete leads out for $225, putting Brett on a spot. Brett's now left to wonder whether or not that jack is going to help him or not because he called the 80 pre-flop. Brett is going to call him. He wants to see one more card come out. A 6 or an 8 is going to help him here. 6 or an 8 is all that we are waiting on. It's going to be Queen of Clubs. He's going to go check, check on the river. Brett shows his pocket 8s. Pete's going to show pocket 5s for the set of 5s, and he's going to take down the biggest pot of the night so far, but it is going to only get better from here. So here we go with Billy under the gun. Billy has pocket 9s and he decides to raise it to $25. Corey's going to fold his Queen 10. Carrie's coming along with Jack 9 offsuit. Joni's going to call with her 6-5. Eric folds. Michael's going to fold. Pete's going to fold. And with Tony folding, we're going to go 3 ways to this flop. Flop is going to come out Queen, Queen 4. Billy is in the lead with Queens and 9s. Bets 55. 2 quick folds out of Carrie and Joni, and Billy is going to pick up that pot. So Pete bought in for 2K. He's already up 500. Got a couple other players that are up on the night so far. These live streams, they always start off kind of a little Actually, I don't even know because the last couple of live streams I've been at home. So all I'll say though, because I'm here whenever the live streams come to a close and then they play after the streams have ended, and they are always action packed towards the end of the evening. As these players kind of get into the swing of things, they kind of get a feel of how everyone is playing for the evening. They start playing, and that is for sure. The action is always popping on these live streams. So Brett's coming along with his pocket threes. Eric with his ace-10 offsuit. He's going to raise to 25. Michael has pocket kings here. So he's going to 3-bet to 75. Having slight technical difficulties. Lindsay, after Pete folds, looks at the button and goes, when did you put that out there? He has a $5 chip on it. All right, so after that, looks like we got that situated. No one liked the 3-bet from Michael for $75. We're playing 2-5. Get a couple quick bets and raises in there. Michael makes it 75. He takes down the pot with his pocket kings. We've had a lot of pocket pairs tonight so far. We had 3s, 5s, 9s, pocket 4s, kings. And we're on our first round of the night. All right, so we had some slight technical difficulties on that one. We'll wait till the next hand before we jump back in it. Looks like our action tracker got stuck on the king's hand. Kind of really impressed that Michael had pocket kings and 3 to 75, so wanted us to kind of hold on to that screen for just a little bit longer, so we apologize for that. And we are now back and caught up, so we'll be able to catch this next hand. All right, so Billy's going to straddle for $10 on the button. So he's in the Mississippi straddle here. Corey's going to, let's see what happens here. Corey's going to fold, carries out, or Carrie calls with her king 8 suited. Looks like Tony's going to call and Billy's going to check it through with the Reuben. And with that, flop's top pair. Flop comes Jack, Deuce of clubs, and 10 of spades. So it looks like Carrie does have the king high flush draw that she is holding on to. Billy is going to flop top pair. Carrie is going to lead out for the 10. Billy is going to call. 3 of spades on the turn doesn't really improve anyone's hand, but so Billy is currently holding on to the best hand, but Carrie has that king high flush draw. She's going to lead out for 20. Billy's going to call. Queen of clubs on the river, and Carrie is going to get there with her king high flush draw. She's going to lead out for 50. Queen of clubs, not one of the best clubs that Carrie could catch right there. She did bet it the whole way, but the queen does now have Billy beat, so he's going to just go ahead and quickly let that go. And Carrie's going to scoop that pot. All right, so Joni now into the gun with A7 suited is going to raise to 15. Action goes over to Michael with his Ace-3 suited. He's going to put the 3-bet into 40. Tony has pocket deuces and decides to call. So here we go, set mining with the pocket deuces, see if we can make anything happen with that. Carrie has pocket threes. She's coming along as well. Action back over to Joni. Joni calls. We are now going 4 ways to this flop, $165. Playing 2-5, $165 in the pot pre-flop. Flop comes out 10-10 deuce, and so Tony's going to hit deuces full on the flop. Not much help to many of the other players. One of Carrie's threes is out with Michael's hand. Michael does have... See, this could get dangerous for him because he has the nut flush draw. And Tony already has a made hand, sitting at 87% to win the pot. So Tony is going to tank call this hand. King of diamonds on the turn. Doesn't really improve Michael's hand, but he still likes it. Wants to try to build that pot up in case a heart comes on the river, but unfortunately Tony already has the deuces full. Michael bets 150. And Tony has position on him, so he's gonna think about this. He's debating whether or not to go ahead and put in a raise now and try to get value and extract value out of this. I think the option here is just a flat, because if he flats here and then allows Michael to hit a heart on the river, let's see what he's reaching for. I don't know, it'd be interesting to see what y'all think about how Tony should play this hand out. Tony does end up tank calling here. I like that play. It'd be interesting to see what y'all think. Feel free to comment and let me know what y'all would do. So Michael is going to improve on the river with top two or top pair. He has the pair of aces and tens, and the king on the board is going to play. So at this point, Michael's going to check for... he has showdown value now. Be interesting to see. So now Tony's going to go for the value extraction. Let's see what kind of bet sizing he puts in here to try to see how much money he can extract out of Michael. And he's going to lead out for 260 into a pot of 585. So he goes just under half pot. Bets about 45 to 48% of the pot on that one. Puts the pressure back on Michael. See, the challenge here is that Michael hit a pair of aces on the river. So he has aces and tens. Like I said, as a king on the board as a kicker. So, he may be thinking that they're going to chop here. But then again, at the same time, Tony did call all 3 streets before leading out on the river. So there's a good chance that Michael knows that he's probably beat. Any 10 has him beat, and then Michael is going to lay it down. So any 10 had him beat. Little did he know that he flopped the deuces full. It's a sneaky little hand. I had that in a tournament one time where I had pocket deuces. Flopped a set. Came out like deuce 3, 7, rainbow, or something like that. Flopped a set. Thought it was going to be a sneaky set until someone else turned over pocket threes for a set of 3. So set over set with the two lowest sets you could possibly hit. So Tony is going to pick up the biggest hand of the pot or the night so far. Rakes in an $800 pot with pocket deuces. Pocket deuces so far is the best hand of the night. Looks like Carrie has a Mississippi straddle on right now. Joni's going to call with her queen deuce suited. Pete's going to fold. Tony folds. Billy calls with jack 8 offsuit. And Carrie's going to check it through with 8 deuce. Flop is going to be ace of clubs, 5 of spades, and king of hearts. Queen high is currently in the lead. 7 of spades on the turn isn't really going to improve much. No one has the flush draw. No one has a pair yet. Queen high is still golden. So queen high is still good. We'll see if this is going to be one of those first person to bet wins the pot. We'll see if anyone's willing to do it. And the answer is no. Everyone kind of just checks it through. Joni shows queen high, and she's going to go ahead and just pick that pot up with queen high. We have a lot of people who like to entice action here and love the straddles as a way to build a pot. Brett is going to straddle for 10 on the button. Joni's first to act. She has ace 3 suited. She decides just to go ahead and limp through, see what happens. Eric is quickly out of there with his 9 deuce offsuit. Pete calls with his queen 9. Billy raises to 65 with 8-4 offsuit. Carrie's coming along with ace 4 suited. I imagine Joni's going to be coming along here. And she does. Ace 3 is going to call. Pete's now pretty much priced in. Getting just over 4-1 odds to win, 4-1 odds. So we are going 4 players to this flop, $275 in the pot pre-flop. Flop is king 6-4 with 2 diamonds. So Joni is going to flop the nut flush draw. Let's see. Billy is going to go ahead and represent. Well, he's got a pair of 4s, so technically he's actually in the lead right now. But he is going to go ahead and bet $125. Action is over to Joni. Joni is calling with her nut flush draw. Pete looking back to see if his cards have changed at all, and since they haven't, he's going to let it go. Heads up to the turn. You see Joni has 8 outs. 7 of hearts on the turn. Doesn't improve her hand. It's going to go check, check. Jack of clubs on the turn. It's going to go check, check. And a pair of 4s is going to take it down. So Billy's going to show 8-4 offsuit for his pair of 4s. Picks up $335. Decides to get a little out of line pre-flop with his 8-4 offsuit. Flops the nuts, doesn't know it's the nuts though, so he's going to lead for 125. Joni with her nut flush draw, she's not going anywhere, and that's going to pick up Billy his pot for the evening. I think that's maybe Billy's first pot that he's got or picked up so far. Joni's going to straddle. So Joni puts on the Mississippi straddle. Action will start with Eric whenever we get around to his cards to see what kind of happens. So Pete's coming along with his ace 3. Tony decides to call with the basil. This time it's suited though, jack 10 suited. Billy calls with his 8-6. Slight improvement from the 8-4. We'll see if it helps him out. Joni with the king queen is going to check it through. Once again going 4 ways to the flop. Flop comes out ace of hearts, 8 of hearts, and 5 of clubs, or 5 of spades or clubs, one of those two. Tony's going to flop the flush draw. Pete flops top pair. Turn is going to be the jack of spades. So Tony now has a pair and a flush draw and is going to lead out for, or I apologize, Pete led out for 25 with his top pair, and Tony raises to 75. At the moment, Pete is good. Pete calls the $75 raise. Tony's going to river 2 pair. So Tony now has the best hand with jacks and tens. Pete let him catch up and let him get there, and Tony's going to bet $175. Pete's going to look back, see his ace. He's going to show an ace to let him know that that's what he's folding. Couldn't feel too confident with his kicker. He's not playing, well, he's not even playing. He's playing the 5 on the board as his kicker. And Tony's going to pick up that pot with 2 pair. And for those of you that are watching on the live stream, I know the live stream right now says it's 1-3 no limit hold'em. We are playing 2-5 tonight. So we are waiting for the action tracker to catch up. So we are going to hold on for just a second. Flop's going to come out ace, ace, 8. Let's look at our players' hands and see what we've got. So far, not much. Looks like Joni is in the lead with aces and... oh, is there jack high? So Joni with the jack high is currently in the lead. Mike's going to go ahead and put a bet out. No one shows any interest in that. He's going to just bet $10 and he's going to pick up the $10 pot. Not a lot of action on that one. Michael just sees an opportunity where no one was interested, decides to put a bet in, takes it down. All right, so we are going to go 3 ways to flop. We got Pete holding queen 8, and never happens for me. So Pete's going to flop the boat. He's going to flop queens full of 8s. Kind of see what happens. Tony does have 2 pair with his queens and 8s and a jack. Billy is going to bet $10. Pete's calling the 10. Presses Tony in to call 10. So we are going 3 ways to the turn. Turn is going to be the 5 of clubs. Pete is already picking up the check mark. He's going to go ahead and check. He's got 2 people behind him. Tony leads out for 40. He wants to see where he's at with his queens and 8s. Action back over to Pete. Pete is going to call the 40. We're going to go to a river. River is going to be the ace of diamonds, so it's going to go check, check on the river. Pete was hoping that Tony was going to bet again. Tony kind of took over the pot up until the river. So Pete hoping that he could probably get one more bet out of Tony, go for the check raise on the river. Not going to work this time. Tony is able to kind of check back on the... Tony finds the check back, save himself a little bit of money. And Pete's going to pick that pot up. So Tony's in the chip lead right now. Pete right behind him with 2.4 thousand. We do have a button straddle on this hand. See our ever cheerful Charlie, our floor manager, sitting in the background over there. making sure that the table is enjoying themselves and having a good time. Tony has pocket nines. It's going to start with him, see what he decides to do. Tony is going to call. Billy with his 6-3, he's coming along. Corey with 9-7 suited raises to 40. Oh, if Charlie was watching this, he is going to be begging Joni to call with 5-3 suited. 5-3 being Charlie's favorite hand.
We got 5-3 in there?
Fortunately, Joni folded. I said that right as Charlie walks in. So as soon as Charlie walks in, I just said that if you were watching this hand, you would be begging Joni to call, but she it was suited too. So 5-3 of diamonds. So said that right as Charlie walked in too. What are the odds? So flop comes out, ace of clubs, 3 of clubs, and queen of diamonds. We have 3 players in this pot. So Corey does have the 9-high club draw. Pre-flop aggressor decides to go ahead and put the C bet in for $80. Action back over to Tony. Tony with a pocket pair currently in the lead. Tony's going to call, and Billy folds his pair of 3s. You see Corey has those 7 outs right there. We know the 8 and the 6 of clubs are off, so he's got the 7 remaining clubs. Queen of hearts on the turn, so now we got a board pair. We'll see if that slows Corey down at all, or if he decides that he wants to continue with his flush draw. It is going to go check on the turn. King of diamonds on the river.
Bluff card for Corey.
It's going to end up being a bluff. Yeah, as Charlie said, it's going to end up being a bluff card, but I don't know. Tony looks like he's going to go ahead and take the lead on this with his pair of 9s.
Oh, good play, Tony. Best
Tony
hand.
leads out for 145 with the best hand. That's a lot of confidence there.
Yeah.
I have pocket. I mean, there's a pair of queens on the board. You've got someone who's being aggressive the entire hand, and he just goes ahead and leads river. He's got 3 overs. There's 2 queens, an ace, and a... Maybe those are the only overs.
Tony's been 2 queens and an ace. He's been around the game long enough to know where he stands in that spot. Otherwise, he'd been getting pushed on the whole way with an ace. When the board pairs the queens.
Yeah, maybe I'm just a nit. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just a nit. So I don't know. That's highly likely.
Ask yourself this: WWKD. What would Keikoa do?
What would Keikoa do?
He would have raised.
Keikoa would have raised, yes. And I don't know. I don't know there. What would Keikoa do? Keikoa somehow turns his strategy into a winning strategy. I would take Keikoa's strategy and I would go to the bank and go felt and try to take loans out. So that's how I would play it. Like I see Keikoa make some plays that I'm just like, yeah.
Pete raises it up.
Yeah, this is the second king queen of diamonds that we've seen. Pete's had a couple sneaky hands.
Billy says, "I'm in." I like that. 8-6. Who's the big winner so far?
Right now we got Tony in the lead with Pete right behind him.
Nice.
Tony had pocket deuces and was trying to set mine on a pre-flop raised hand, and flop comes out 10-10 deuce. So, I mean, picked up. That was actually our biggest hand so far that we've had. So we have 3 ways to this flop. Flop is going to come out 8-7-3.
Billy's loving it. 6-8 suited hearts.
So Billy flops top pair and a flush draw.
He checks it too. From the small blind. He's seen if Pete will bite.
He is a little behind though. Joni does have a pair of 8s as well with a queen high. 10 of clubs on the turn. Billy's going to lead off for 75. Joni's coming along with her 8s. It's going to go check on the river. Joni's going to pick it up with 8s and 7s and a queen kicker. Billy had...
And she wasn't giving up an inch, was she?
No, she's been pushed around a little bit, and she's also she's held her ground in the right spots. You see Yvonne coming in here now, so Lindsay is going to get pushed out. We have Missy Vaughn coming in. And like I said about that bad beat that got hit yesterday, Missy Vaughn was the one that dealt it.
She's done the last 2.
Yeah, if you want to win a bad beat here at Kojak's, sit down at Missy Vaughn's table because she has dealt our last 2 bad beats that have been hit. So if you want to increase your odds, if you're a gambling individual and you want to increase your odds of hitting that bad beat, find the table that Yvonne is sitting at. If she moves to a different table, request a table transfer because she has dealt our last 2 bad beats here at Kojak's Poker Club. So here we are. This is going to be Miss Yvonne's first hand of the evening on the live stream. See if we can get anything actionable and exciting over the next 30 minutes out of her. Carrie's going to have the Kojak. She has the King Jack offsuit. Michael with pocket aces. So he had pocket kings earlier. Pocket aces this time. He only raises to 25. And we have a lot of premiums in this hand. We have King Jack, King Queen. Tony's coming along with Queen 9 offsuit. Pete has a suited king. This might be our new biggest hand of the night. So I just heard a 3-bet get put in. Let's see who. Billy's going to 3-bet to 85 with his King Queen of diamonds. Michael's got to push the pot here. There's too many people in this pot to limp. Well, I mean, I don't know about that. He just went all in. I think there was a different... We'll see how much that ends up being. So he goes all in for $765. I mean, even if everyone folds, he's going to pick up a couple hundred. I think he's hoping that someone else has a big pocket pair. But unfortunately for him, no one does. We'll see if anyone decides they want to come along with their cards. Billy has the nicest looking cards with his suited king. He's going to let it go. Carrie quick to let hers go as well. And Michael's going to pick up that pot. So he does pick up $222 there. From 85 to 765, he almost 10x's it there. If he puts in a 3 to 4x, makes it 240 to 300, he might get one caller to the flop. I don't know. Chris Carter is one of those players that he says that he'd rather win a small pot than lose a big one. So there's a lot of different theories on that. I would have personally would have liked to see maybe a 3 to 4x, maybe get one caller, try to pick up a little bit more value out of that. He's picked up 2 dominant pocket pairs already to start the night. Once again, I know we've got several people that are watching this. Feel free to comment and let me know what you think. I'm interested in, well, first of all, like I said, I'm a nit, so I just want to see what y'all would do in these spots. So Michael had pocket aces, right? We had premium hands out there. We had King Jack, King Queen suited, and so Michael raises to 25. Billy with King Queen suited raises to 85, gets 2 callers for 85, and Michael just ships it for $800.
With aces?
With aces. So I mean, I like the play.
You're only getting a call if somebody's got a premium hand.
And that's what I was saying. Like kings and queens maybe, but unfortunately for him those weren't out there. And so that's why I was saying like I'd like to see what y'all would do. I know in a tournament I'm probably just jamming.
I like the 7-6 right here. Unfortunately, it's dominated by the ace-7 if a 7 pairs, but they've got the same straight draw.
Yeah, they both flop the open-ended straight draw, so I don't think any of them are really... It's going to be...
Tony's dead.
It's going to be who bets who out.
Tony's dead to hearts because if a 3 hits, they both have the straight.
All right, so Billy's going to bet 55. Pete's going to raise to $200. I mean, he's got a top pair open-ended.
I don't see Billy going anywhere.
No, so this might be a big one. Billy is going to call. He wants to see another card. 3 of hearts. Let's see what happens.
Billy's in the lead. Just like that. Ace on the turn.
Ace on the turn. Billy is going to take the lead away from Pete. With Pete's massive raise that he kind of put in there, he doesn't want... I mean, he was happy to check it back, though. He does have that showdown value with the top pair, so he just wants to see it go through the river. Does get there. So Tony is our biggest winner so far with 2.5 thousand sitting in his stack. Pete's still up there with 2.1, so Pete's gone down just a little bit.
Card's been reading okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're ahead.
We did some work on it.
Yeah, no issues with that.
Oscar's got next on that table. He wanted to get in on it.
Oh yeah,
he wanted.
And Oscar's a fun player to watch too because he likes to gamble.
He's a I don't want to say a ticking time bomb, but he likes to play hands, and he'll chase. You can't chase him out of a chase.
No. If he has a draw, even if it's a backdoor draw, sometimes he just likes to gamble.
Look at this. Moyer must have misread his cards because he's raising it up with King 5 offsuit.
No, every now
he shakes it up every now and then. But that's a big raise.
Well, that and the table's been respecting him a lot though.
Has he come into many pots?
Because he had pocket kings pre-flop, he's had pocket aces pre-flop, so he's had dominant hands. Any of his hands at showdown have always been good hands.
Carrie's got a caller, and so does Brett. They both got 8-7 suited. Joni's gonna get in. Joni likes to play aces, any type of ace.
or she likes to protect her blinds as well. If you do anything to her blind, small blind, big blind, I mean, if it's her small blind, she likes to say it's her big blind. If it's her big blind, it is her. But I mean, she likes to protect, likes to continue. And what? Look at this. So
Straight.
Let's see.
Flush.
No, those are.
Oh, that's spades.
We have
Okay.
two. No, that's the 6 of clubs.
Nope, it's six. It's six of clubs have the big.
Oh yeah, you're right. That would have been exciting. So
Carrie bets 100.
Hey, she wants to protect her straight against the flush draw, but Joni's the only one with a flush draw. She has the back door 7 high flush draw. Let's see if she. Oh, let's see. Brett goes all
Game
in.
over.
Yeah, so that's out. Let's see if Carrie's coming along.
Brett shows his 8-7. Brett says this is horse crap. Oh, clubs.
Oh, here's this. Oh, I was gonna say that turn. Oh,
They ran it twice.
no, they didn't. She,
Okay.
she was just
She
pulling
pulled
it
those
back.
down.
Yeah. I was gonna say that turn card puts a lot of sweat out there.
Yeah.
It's never easy, is it? I mean, even if you flop the nuts, it's never easy.
Turn card brings a new set of nuts. Awkward silence.
Definitely gets sweaty.
When in doubt, shove all in.
Hey, that is actually a very fitting shirt right there, Yvonne.
Absolutely. Let's see what Moyer does here. He's going to be under the gun. We're playing a true blind game, 2-5. All the players have already asked if it could go back to 5 on the button.
Really?
We can't give them. The only way we can play blind games at Kojaks is if we put it on the live stream.
Yeah. And but these live stream games with these 1-3, this 2-5, I mean, they play big. I mean, last week, maybe not last week, but the last time we had a round of each, we were playing 1-3 round of each, and they'd been playing for a little while, talking about how heavy the action can get. So they're playing 1-3 round of each. Everyone's got thousands in front of them on a 1-3 game.
It's 1-3, 30, 80.
1-3, 30, 80, and all in. And Jeremy's sitting there.
Look at this. Ace King. Right under the gun. Moyer. And he just raised with King 5 off.
I wish I got these hands.
We had a button straddle.
Yeah, so we did have a button straddle, and Michael's going to put in a raise to 30 is what it looks like. Nope, 35. So Michael's going to put in a raise to 35. Pete with his 8-7. He just saw what 8-7 did for the other two players, so he's coming along. He wants to see if he can flop it straight as well. Pick up maybe some of that little luck.
So this is 2-5, 2-5, 35, right?
Yeah, so far. So
I
far
would
it's been...
100% call it Clyde's favorite hand.
Yeah, Brett sitting there with his 7-4. I tend to play that hand just to show a little bit of respect. All right, let's see. So with the flop is going to be ace 4 of spades, and we have the deuce of hearts. So Michael is going to flop top pair with top kicker. So he's got top. He's going to lead out for $100, see if he can turn this into anything. No one has the spade draw. Other than Michael, he has the backdoor nut spade draw, but we'll see what happens. And it's going to fold around, and Michael's going to scoop yet another pot. See, I'm just watching this, and I'm wondering, like, what did Michael do to get these hands? Not that I'm a conspiracy theorist or anything, but how do you get these hands? You get kings, aces, ace king, all within the first hour of the live stream going? I'm going to have to go figure this out. We're going to wait for Charlie to come back in. We're going to ask him if he knows what Michael did to get these hands. But anyways, like I was saying, so we're playing 1-3 round of each the other day, and Jeremy's kind of looking a little puzzled. You can tell he's got something on his mind. And he just asked the table if they want to go to 5-10. So the whole table just kind of started laughing. They were like, wow, just rip the Band-Aid off, right? Doesn't want to go to 2-5, doesn't want to increase the blinds, barely doesn't want to go to 5 on the button. He wanted to go straight from 1-3 to 5-10. So Michael took that hand down. I'm over here still trying to figure out how Michael's getting all of these premium hands.
I know, right? He must have been praying to the poker gods correctly tonight.
Hey, that's clean living, like some of these other players like to say. Okay. All right, so Tony with his pocket nines. We've had a lot of pocket pairs tonight. To my knowledge, only one of them's actually hit a set. It was pretty profitable, but
Let's see.
Billy's coming along with his king 5 suited. We have queen jack off.
Queen jack 9 of clubs. Oh, there's a set.
Yeah, there's top set. There's a heart draw.
Backdoor.
No one really has hearts though. I don't see Pete continuing with his queen
Backdoor
high
heart. Backdoor straight for Pete.
Tony's gonna go ahead and protect his top set. He's trapped quite a bit tonight, but top pair or top set with a front door flush draw. He doesn't want anyone to see any more free cards, so he leads out, picks up that pot pretty simply. Yeah, call it what you will. Clean living, praying to the poker gods. Michael Moyer is running hot tonight. So Tony now improves to 2.7 thousand. So he is our big winner so far in the night.
Tony looks down under the gun at ace 9 offsuit. He's going to make the call for 5. Billy tags along. Corey's not going to be in it. I would have played 3 deuce.
You'd have played through deuce here?
Oh, yes.
Yes, like...
Moyer calls. Pete checks. Oh, I would have definitely played 3 deuce.
Nope.
Oh, and I would have fired right here.
King, king, 10.
2 kings on the board.
No one hits anything. So Tony's in the lead with ace 9.
And Billy bets it out, 15. 20. He'd be playing the same way that I play on that.
And Tony calls.
Looking for a chop pot now.
Somehow Tony just always knows when he's good.
Oh, no,
6 on
Tony's
the-
winning.
6 on the river, and Tony's good. He's going to reach for... See? Oh,
It's insane. Tony's been studying the live streams.
Someone's been keeping some heads up displays on some of these people because I don't know. Tony so far has made all the right reads. He's set the right traps. He bets whenever he's good, even with ace high. He's trying to go for value on the river with his ace high, knowing that he's golden. I don't get it. He always picks the perfect. I'm gonna have to talk to him in the parking lot because I always pick the worst spots. I can run good, and if I have the best hand, I know like the perfect value amounts to extract out of people. But whenever I've got an ace high card, I'm like, oh, this is a perfect spot. I'm gonna go ahead and bluff this, and then they turn over quads. So I'm gonna
Billy with deuces in the big blind. Under the gun, he straddled.
Yeah, so Billy's gonna straddle the deuces. That worked out for Tony
So
earlier.
he's going to be raising to $50.
Yeah, we'll see if it limps around to him.
You see everybody looking up at the TVs. They keep looking up at that TV above Eric's head. That's because A&M is beating Alabama 24-10.
What quarter are we in right now?
Third quarter with 9 minutes left.
24-10.
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness. So Michael
Billy's just going to call. I take this back.
Yeah,
Michael's got the right
Billy's
seat
plotting.
tonight.
This is Michael's second time with kings. This is just not fair. This table.
Deuces versus Queen 6 suited, and Queen 6 suited is loving this.
Oh, and Kerry's not going anywhere. So Michael is going to bet. He's going to bet, which is good. I mean, he's good
betting,
right now.
He's betting 35. He's betting 1/4 pot.
Yeah, so he down bets from the pre-flop amount. Kerry is coming along.
He gave
King
her all
of
of
diamonds.
his-
King of diamonds would be an
nasty.
action card.
9 of diamonds gives Carrie the flush, and it's so well hidden. But she's gonna lead out and bet it 35. His same bet.
So she just bet. I mean, she's pricing him
Be an
in.
insane fold right here.
$35. She's giving him almost 7-1 to call. He's got the overpair. King of diamonds. I mean, it actually gets Michael out of there. Well, so board pair doesn't really do much. Michael now has kings and nines. Carrie's gonna lead out for 35 again. She's just trying to figure out how to get max value.
He's almost getting 9. He's getting 9-1 to call.
Yeah,
10-1. 10-1 now.
he can't fold here, and he knows it.
Oh, that's
He's gonna call. He's gonna show that his. I don't know if he shows. Why? Let's see.
No,
Nope.
he's not
He
gonna
just
show.
lets it go.
that's one of those spots where if it had been Billy betting that, he would have folded. If it would have been Eric betting that, he would have folded. Carrie, she's such a wild card with what she's holding. She could be holding ace king.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know. If I bet, the whole table calls, so I have to be careful. If I'm not holding the stones, I have to just say, you know what, nice hand, because if I bet, everyone's like, easy money. I'm the guy that whenever you walk into the poker club, you see the person going, easy money. All right, so we have a Mississippi straddle put in. Oh, you know who would love this hand that Tony's holding right now? Is Robin.
Yes.
Robin calls it the hammer. And he
It
loves it.
100% is a hammer.
I've seen Robin smash people with 7 deuce, and they get so upset at him.
He did that. He did that the other night to someone with pocket aces, and that person with pocket aces, man, how do you play that? It was $80 pre-flop, and Robin called. Flop comes 4, 5, 6, turn card 3,
All right, so we have Queen 4, 5,
all spades.
all spades on the board. No one holding a spade.
Johnny's holding the 9 of spades.
I take that back. I'm blind. I guess I have to go to the optometrist. That's just what's going to have to happen because I can't see
Pete leads out with $25 with top pair.
anything right now. And Pete's been playing pretty good.
So do you remember Pete from the April series and the October of last year series?
I do.
Yeah, he's usually always deep in tournaments. Hello, Nancy. Mama's watching.
I wish I could see who was watching, just so I can see who's criticizing me in private.
Carrie looks down at Jack 8 suited. She's liking those suited cards today. They're treating her great. But she just calls. And with pocket 7s, Pete's going to up it 8x.
So Pete's gonna raise. Tony has Queen Jack suited. Looks like he's gonna be flatting here, and Billy is of course coming along with his straight connectors. Corey quick to let it go. Carrie's going to be coming along. If she folds here, I would.
No chance.
I don't know what I would do.
No chance I could fold Jack.
I wouldn't know poker if I saw Carrie fold in that spot. She loves to play. She loves her suited cards. Suited 4 gappers. I mean,
four-way action.
Suited 4 gappers. I mean, they're under
$170, and nobody's got an ace. Nobody's got a pair except for the 7s.
Everyone checks her on the flop.
Billy's gonna bet this.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Unfortunately for him, though, Carrie and Tony both pick up
she
2
checked.
pair.
And it checks around again?
Tony's not going to let it check through. He improves his hand. He wants to see where he's at. Like I said, he's just picking the perfect spots to value bet.
Uh-oh. That's a black chip. Billy played it like he had the ace.
So
he played it like...
I mean, so under the gun, if he just... Yeah, so he raises to 215. Now, we've talked a lot about Tony knowing whether or not he knows when he's good. So this will be interesting to see how he... And he's looking for... He's looking for calling chips.
Oh, no.
So does Billy bet again on the river?
If Billy bets, it'll have to be an all-in. Billy's only got 769 effective.
So the 3 of spades is not going to be a... no.
Billy waves the flag.
Rather emphatically, too.
We got a new sticky.
As Braxton likes to say, he was like, he was pounding the felt right there because he just goes, nope, you're not getting any more money out of me.
VPIP, Joni, Pete, and Billy all over 50%. Tony might as well be also.
Brett, what are you doing? Your VPIP is below 50% for the first time in your life. You're sitting at 28%. I hope you go back and watch this live stream because I am impressed with you right now. I mean, not really. Brett plays good. Brett's one of those players where he likes to talk to me while I'm at the table, and I like to give him a little bit of grief back. So, but yes, I really do hope you go back and watch this live stream. So we're on to our next hand. Carrie's coming along with her Queen 3 offsuit. Joni with the pocket 9s this time. See if she can turn anything or turn those into something. So Eric has Jack 6 suited. He lets it go. Michael fold his Jack 6 offsuit. Joni with the 3-bet or the raise to 60. Tony's going to call the 60, and we're going heads up to this flop. Ace-Queen offsuit versus pocket 9s. Flop is going to be 10 of clubs, 7 of clubs, 3 of hearts. Joni's still in the lead. She's going to put a continuation bet of $80 out there. And Tony, quick to let it go. So far, Tony is playing absolutely perfectly. Betting whenever he's ahead, calling whenever he's good, folding whenever he's behind. Right now, he is dangerous at this table. I will tell you though, I can hear this table through the Yvonne's microphone that she's wearing, and they are having a good time tonight. They are enjoying themselves. Kojaks, you have a lot of action, but you have a lot of friendly people too. Every now and then, you get some people with beards and wearing their gray hats on backwards that kind of come in, but other than that, everyone for the most part here at Kojaks, very friendly tables, and lots of action. So Billy is going to 3-bet to 50 with Jack 5 suited. Tony's calling with King Jack offsuit. Flop is going to be Ace and 7 of clubs and 9 of hearts. Tony in the lead with King High. He's going to lead out for $125, and he's just going to go ahead and take this pot down. Right now, he has a lot of respect on this table. Button moves over to Carrie. She is very quick to put out that Mississippi straddle. Looking for that pot builder pre-flop as Tony's stack increases into the 3K mark. He is the first person to hit that 3K barrier. As ASAP Ferg likes to say, Tony is on a new level. As soon as we see our action tracker, I see a lot of calls coming in. Tony's going to put a raise to 75, so let's just wait and see what everyone's hands are. So here we are. They're starting to come through. Waiting for Tony's. Tony raises to 75 with... Oh, we're still waiting on him. Let me let them know that we don't have Tony's cards just yet. I don't have Tony's cards yet. All right, looks like we got some mystery cards. Carrie with the ace king offsuit. Oh, there's Tony's cards. We got. Oh, this is going to be a big hand. Carrie flops top pair, top kicker, but Tony flops a set of jacks. Pete with pocket threes. It's going to check around to Carrie. Carrie's going to bet 100. Pete's out of here with his pocket threes. He's not thinking he's good at all. Tony's going to flat. Watch. No, I don't know. There's because there's a flusher on the board. Be interesting to see. No, he puts the raise through. So Tony is going to raise to 400.
Carrie might know she's beat right here. She folded. No,
we're still waiting. We're still waiting to see what she did, or what she does.
Okay, I was like, oh no.
What she did, what she does, or as Ricky said, what it do.
Oh no.
Carrie calls.
She makes
and it's going to go all in on the turn. Carrie is going to go all in.
That's such a scary card for Tony.
What?
Oh, she's not going to like what she sees. She's dead to a 4 or a king.
Or an ace. She has one ace
left.
Oh
yeah, one ace left.
Case ace, 2 kings, 2 4s. Can it get there?
Oh my God!
There it is. Runner, nothing funner. I don't know. I hate that saying because runner always happens against me.
Oh no. That's a devastating card for Tony. He had a lockdown on the hand and it goes runner. She had a 4% chance is what it said.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Eric's loving it. He's not in the hand, but he's loving it.
Look at Brett. He gives her the dukes.
That Tony is. He's loving the spot. He's got to think he's ahead. He's got to think that Kerry's got a monster ace, so he's got to think he's ahead with his jacks full, and then just the devastating river. Almost a bad beat. If that would have been an ace on the river, making it aces full of kings, it would have been aces full of jacks beat.
Yeah, that would have been the bad beat. It was pretty close.
And then I think I just retire from.
Dilling. Yvonne's gonna deal them all.
I don't know. I think I just retire from the bad beat. I think I just give up. I haven't dealt one, and Yvonne's about to go 3 for 3. She's gonna get the hat. So I think someone's got to get one before Yvonne gets the hat trick. Can dealers put a bounty out there for the next bad beat hit? I mean, can we just? So Yvonne was just making sure that wasn't the bad beat.
Right.
So that's what she was doing there. You see her hesitate a little bit, wanted to just to make sure before we move on, because she just wants she wants the hat trick.
So now, Kerry's got to be the big winner.
Yeah. So we're gonna pull it up and kind of see where everyone's sitting at right now, as far as who is. So Kerry is now the dominant chip winner.
After that loss, it only put Tony down $122.
Actually, let's just put it this way: Kerry's the only winner right now. Tony was crushing the table, and then Kerry went runner to crush Tony. So now Kerry's up a little over $1,000 on a 2-5 game, and everyone else is trying to play catch up.
Yep. Pete's the closest one to her at $53 in the hole.
And moving on to this hand, so we've got two here. Is it bad whenever you see people that both have suited cards and you just want to see that suit come out just so you can see a sweaty hand? Maybe I shouldn't. We'll see what happens. So we got a lot of premiums out there. So Pete's got ace 4 suited. Brett with ace king offsuit is going to put in a raise to 60. Pete's coming along with ace 4 suited. Tony's coming along with jack 8 of diamonds. So we've got ace 4 diamonds, jack 8 of diamonds. Billy's coming along with his 7-6 offsuit, and Corey with his jack 10 suited. So we've got 5 players in this pot, $312 in it pre-flop. Flop is going to come out queen 3-4 rainbow. Billy and Pete are currently in, or tied for percentage to win the pot.
Ooh, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Billy's got 100%.
So Billy is probably going to value, or he's going to lead out here, probably 150 to 175.
What's in the pot?
So there's 312.
So you're saying anywhere from 50 to 60%?
That's what I was going to say.
Just 100.
It looks like he puts up 100 out there. I think that's a good price.
1/3, absolutely. If anybody's got anything,
I think it's just going to fold. No, Pete's coming along. Pete has a pair of 4s.
He could represent the clubs. I think that's what he's maybe trying to do.
Call to represent ace of clubs on the river. So now,
look at him stare him down.
Oh, Billy's just going to go ahead and take away that option from him.
Brett said all in.
Brett hits a pair of aces on the. Brett's not going to like this. If Brett did go all in here.
He is all in. The chip's in front of him.
Yeah, so Brett's all in. He hits his ace on the river. Who knows? Maybe Brett's trying to represent the clubs. Billy just happens to have.
Pete's got 2 pair.
Oh, and Pete, this can be a gross hand.
This might be the Kojak's hand of the night.
So, but I see Pete getting away from this. 2 all-ins in front of you. Someone either has to have
a deuce to the straight.
Deuce straight, a flush out there. There are so many.
But it's only $400. There's 1.5 in the pot. Big hand coming up in 30 minutes for you viewers. As I say what I'm typing into the computer right now. And Pete does make the call. He makes the call. Billy shows his 6-7. Brett doesn't like it, but Brett was actually in third place.
So Pete called as well. So
Yeah,
Pete ends
called
up
as
calling
well.
with his 2 pair. Billy is going to triple up here.
Billy's now at $2,000. $2,000. So Billy is up $1,200.
So right now our big winner is going to be Kerry. Right behind him is going to be Billy, just 38 shy of Kerry's lead.
And now Pete's almost 7 in the hole. How much was Brett adding on for?
Brett is adding on for 1,000. He's not one to give up, and he's just going to fire at this.
He has this MO in live streams. He loses until the last 30, 40 minutes, and then he just builds it all back.
So all I know is I'm blonde, and I literally just lost my train of thought. So maybe it'll come back to me. So we'll see.
Eric's going to look down at 4 deuce suited in the small blind.
Oh, 4 deuce suited. Dante's favorite hand. Not really. Oh, look at Michael.
Button straddle.
Oh, wait. That's why you don't watch your phone while you're also commenting on the live stream.
We don't have our phones in here. King Jack for Mr. Michael. Look at that. That's what he's talking about. Pete looks down at Ace 10. Tony looks down at King Queen. We've got a straight on the first 3 hands. Pocket 8s. 95, the Dolly Parton going in the muck. Ace 7 unsuited. Kerry's going to call for 25. Brett going to look down. 6 deuce hearts. It's gone. 9 deuce gone. 4 deuces gone. The button straddle gets the action going. We've got some big hands with the exception. Oh, well, the button straddle, the smallest hand in there, now has a 22% chance to win with a 3. There's no 3s out. Nobody really got a piece of it except for Kerry and Pete.
And Kerry is going to continuation bet for 25. See, well, Joni's coming along. Joni wants a 3.
If Brett would have called, he'd have had 9-5. He'd have been in 4th place again.
And it looks like no one hit it, but everyone likes it.
Billy's still over here set minded with a backdoor 6-7. He's looking for gold. A 10 on the turn gives Pete an overwhelming lead. Actually, I think it pretty much almost gives him the check mark.
Yeah, he has 80,
except for an
he's
8.
80% right now.
Or a
Joni
3.
has 13% to she's looking for a 3. Billy at this point looking for an 8. We'll see what happens. It's going to go check, check. Kerry once again leads for 25. Action over Joni. She's still looking for that 3. Talk about sticky.
Pete, what you got? Oh, you got the 2 pair. He raises it.
Yeah, he's raising 125.
Game over.
Yeah.
Look at that. Kerry folding top pair. Proud of you, lady.
Well, let's see how sticky we can get with the 9 deuce. Not that sticky, unfortunately. Basil with his classic expression on Facebook right now with poker is so sick. So Pete's going to pick up $252 on that pot with his top 2 pair. Happy to close that down right there.
Pre-flop raising. Michael's leading it probably because he's had kings 22 times.
Yeah, he's had kings twice, aces, king jack on that hand.
Button straddle.
We haven't heard much from Eric tonight.
Oh,
I think
he's even putting $125.
So we just talked about Michael's hand?
Golly, dude.
So I'm going to go find out where this leprechaun is. There's got to be a leprechaun somewhere in the kitchen.
Oh, look at this. Ace King versus King Jack versus 8-7. Billy's out of the way.
Corey with 10-8 suited. He's been relatively quiet tonight as well. He's played a variety of hands, but just hasn't been able to make anything.
Kerry calls with those connected hearts. Brett's got the same hand as Pete calls. Eric's gonna have to call here.
Kerry and Corey have the same hand. Brett and Pete have the same hand. I see one live 5. I see a live 5.
7-5.
It's gonna go 5-5 deuce on the flop.
7-6-9. Nope. 7 deuce jack.
So Pete has top pair. So does Brett. They both have the same hand.
Yeah.
Brett's betting.
Tony's raising.
Well,
Unless Pete bet the... Nope, Tony bet 7-5.
Tony leads. This is the first time where Tony's kind of gotten out of line. We'll see. Brett's not going to like it. He's calling.
Oh, he doesn't
No,
want to hit
he's
that
not.
ace. He did-
$205 out of Brett.
Look at Pete. I like how calm, composed, and aware Pete is. He's look at him staring down too.
Yeah, Pete's definitely coming along with this one. He's calling at this
Got
point.
the other King Jack.
Yes, yeah. So the same hand. Any kind of sweat possibly coming up? None. No, it's gonna. At this point, it's just gonna be who can bet who
Carey
off.
would have just hit the straight. 7, 8,
With
9,
the-
10 Jack.
Oh, there was
Two
two players.
straights.
There was two players that had 10-8.
Two players
So
had it.
two players are sitting here going, if we would have just called.
Oh. And right there, Tony would have taken the lead with A7 over the players that are still in.
And Michael had ace king.
Yeah.
Michael laid ace king down. So there's at least 4 different players saying that pot would. I mean, now granted, they're not really talking about it right now. Michael's keeping his mouth shut about what he had. All the other players, no one said it. No one's announcing that they had straights. But there's at least 4 different players in there going, that entire pot would have been mine. $660 something in that pot, and there's 4 different players going, if I would have just called.
9 players in the game. Carey's got 20% of the chips in play.
Well, this game is definitely not disappointing. I did mention at the beginning of this live stream that based on this lineup, I expected to see a lot of action. And so far, we have not been disappointed. We've seen a couple coolers. We've seen some dominant hands. Definitely been a fun live stream so far. All right, let's see what Brett. So Brett is going to be playing King 10, raises to 10 with his King 10. Michael raised with King 5 earlier, decides he's not going to play it though whenever someone else is raising. Flop is a 7-4-3 rainbow.
Queen 3's in the lead. Nope, the 4 is. Ace 4.
Yep, Joni with second pair is
And
going to lead
bets
out for $40. There's a
love
lot of confidence on this table.
And you know when they're betting with the best hand.
Yeah, I mean that's it. It's like, hey, I flopped a pair. Let's see where I'm at. Little do they know they're value betting.
And Brett even folds it. They're still watching that A&M game. Let's slide over and look at this. And we're right back to action. Tony calls the 10 with ace 7, Billy's in the hand. So we did have a button straddle. Joni calls with ace 9, pocket 6 is this first action we've seen out of Eric in a while. Pete's going to check it up. We've got 6 players going to the flop, $60 in the pot. Flop comes out 4, 5, Jack. Eric's going to lead out with $40, and it looks to be the best hand right now. We can't see Billy's cards. Tony does make the call with ace 7 of hearts. He does have the flush draw, excuse me. So we're going to be heads up action, pocket 6s versus hearts. 9 outs, no help to Tony on the turn. And it goes check, check. Check, check. Tony gives up. Eric's going to flip over pocket 6s for kings, or 5s with 6s and a king kicker. He's going to pull in $140. That's the first we've seen out of Eric. So Alabama's closing in on that lead. They're now leading, or they're losing by just a touchdown. It's 31-24 with a minute left in the third quarter. So we've got a straddle to 10, straddle to 10. Pete's going to call with one of my favorite hands, suited little. Tony's going to make probably a raise here with ace king. He's got 1,600 in his stack. He's got green chips, 2 red chips. 60 is the new action. Billy looks down at jack 8 suited. He's going to be making the call. Looks like Pete's going to tag along. He does not want diamonds to come. Alabama's got the ball driving in. They're on the A&M's 20. The flop comes out 2, 5, 8. That's what Pete was looking for. Checks around to Tony, who does have the best hand at... Nope, he does not. He's in second place. Billy's got top pair. 175 is the action. Billy makes the call, and I think Pete is going to have to make the call also. So we're going to have $715 in the pot. Pete's looking for 6 or an ace. Turn card's a 3 of clubs. Nobody's got clubs in their hand. And it checks around. It looks like Tony's waving the white flag. And there's the ace. Nobody has clubs in the hand. Pete's got the wheel. Billy's going to lead out with $220. $320. Pete instantly folds. And Tony's got now the best hand. It looks like he's going to get a little sticky. And he makes the call with ace king. Chip count, Tony's your new leader, 2.4 thousand. Carry right behind with 2.3. Pete and Billy both have 1.4. I cannot believe Tony made that call. He must have something on Billy.
So as my guy Marshall likes to say, guess who's back?
Back again. Shady's back. Tell your friends Alabama's about to score to tie the game.
Really?
Yes. 31-24. Carrie's going to be calling.
No,
Nope.
Carrie's raising. No, she calls.
Looks like there was a button straddle.
Action over to Eric. Eric is going to put in a raise to $45. Eric has ace jack of clubs.
Tony's on a heater. He might be calling.
I don't know. King 9 offsuit here? No, he lets it go. Billy's calling, though, with his 6-4 offsuit.
Like it.
He put in a big raise early in the night with 6-4 offsuit. Ends up flopping a pair, puts in a really big C-bet. Ends up being good through the run out. But Billy's coming along, Carrie's coming along, so we are going 3 ways to this flop.
And Billy's going to love it.
What did I... Yeah, I just said that too, where Billy was 6-4, flopped a pair of 4s. And
70% to win this hand.
he does the same thing, flops a pair of 4s.
Backdoor nut clubs for Eric, but I don't think he can continue here.
No, and Billy's going to lead out with $105. Eric, not happy to see that. Eric's been getting some good hands. He's not connecting. He's not hitting anything. So it's been hard for him to be able to continue with his dominant hands when he's flopping nothing.
Already on hand number 35. You know Chris Gwynn's enjoying this game, hoping that A&M can hold on to the lead.
Yeah, and they're all just sitting there staring at it right now. I wonder if any of them have.
I wonder what just happened. Alabama scored. They must have scored. It's got so right now they've got A&M at a 63.3% to win this game.
Well, be interesting to see what happens. So here's Michael, Ace Jack.
God, they just keep rolling to him. And just a casual raise 3x. That's a raise. Oh, he's got the Charlie. Oh yes.
So Corey 3-bets to 80
yes,
with 5-3.
I love it, and he's been so quiet. It's probably going to work. He's going to get a call from Morton.
No, Brett. Oh, that's gonna. Let's see.
That increases his odds because 2 of the aces are gone now.
So Brett 4-bets to 200. Yeah, but everyone's folding. No one's calling that. This is where Corey goes, I got out of line. Here comes a little bit of TV time. Let him know that he got caught, but doesn't want you to know that he got caught.
Come on, call.
Charlie's over here begging for a call.
Oh, I wish we could see a rabbit.
You were gone the other night, but your hand got someone in a lot of trouble on the cash game.
I heard about it the next day.
So there was a player sitting on there, and he'd been playing 5-3 just so he could tell Charlie, like, look, I'm playing your hand for you. I'm playing your hand. Well, he puts out a $400 bet on the flop. Has nothing. He actually misread his hand. He thought it was at least suited, so he had a flush draw, and it was offsuit. So he puts out about a $400 bet on the flop. And then he thought everyone folded, so he goes, Charlie, I played your hand for you. Right as he looks up and sees that a player called him. Oh. So he's like, well, I am checking it down. We have Mrs. Moyer watching right now.
Uh-oh.
Mrs. Moyer, you picked a great time to watch. Mike is playing... He is playing good poker, and he is getting really good cards right now.
Corey's calling with 5 deuce.
Hey, sometimes if you've been running card dead and just, hey, flops open-ended.
And that's what you're looking for when you're playing those hands. Very well hidden. Nobody expects to see you playing 5 deuce.
No, and he's just going to go ahead and start pumping the pot up just a little bit. He's going to go ahead and bet $30. Looking for an ace or a 6. An ace would get him a little bit more value as Joni would hit a pair. Tony is blocking one of his 6s.
Joni makes the call.
Yeah, Joni's looking for a 5 and a 6.
So now, Corey's in an overwhelming lead.
No, because Joni now has the wheel.
But Corey's 5-1 win.
How?
Because he's got a pair of deuces.
But Joni has a straight.
No.
Oh wait, sorry. I was trying to put Corey's card out there for Joni.
10 on the river gives Corey the best hand. And he's gonna
bet
it like he knows it.
Did someone let him know that he was value betting there?
Most of these players think that they're trying to represent something big, and they're really just value betting their little pair. Uh-oh, they're all looking at the TV again.
Yeah, someone just got a first down.
So it's 4th and 2 at the A&M 9. Alabama's probably going to be kicking a field goal.
Is the game tied right now?
Nope, it's 31-27.
31-27, and Alabama has the ball. 4th and 2. Yeah, they're...
No, they didn't score. A&M's got the ball now.
They must have gone for it. All right, so Michael with another one of his big aces. He's got ace 10. I wonder. I've got to figure out where that leprechaun ran away to. Corey playing my favorite stupid hand. So Corey's got the jack 3. I don't know when that became my stupid hand, but it did. Joni's got pocket 7s.
They're on it.
Carrie with the mystery hand puts in the 3-bet to 50. And so far, everyone wants to call. So here at Kojak's playing 2-5, 50, and 6 ways to the flop. We have king, 9, deuce.
Carrie could have ace king, pocket kings, pocket queens, pocket aces. That's my range for her. Carrie leads out with 50. I say she has ace king.
Need to get Carrie's cards.
He's tried. They'll show up at the end.
So Michael with his ace over is going to be calling. So Michael calls the 50.
And I have a feeling he's behind.
Billy calls 50 with 3 deuce of clubs. There's your 3 deuce that you were saying earlier.
Yes.
Checks around on the turn. Gets dangerous because so far Billy has the check mark with a pair of deuces.
That's because we can't see Miss Carrie's hand. Carrie makes the
we're
call.
about to see it. Carrie has pocket jacks. So Carrie is going to pick it up with jacks and 9s and a king kicking.
So who's the big winner right now?
So right now it looks like our big winner is still going to be Carrie. So Carrie is up 1,500 on the night. Billy is up. Tony's up. So he's back up to being up. Everyone else is playing catch up.
Brett's got a little hole to dig out of. Billy wakes up with jacks just topping Pete's pocket 5s.
Yeah, so Pete's going to raise to 45, and then Billy is going to pump it up to 105. And Pete is going to call, so we are going heads up to the flop. Jacks versus 5s.
Ooh, that's a scary
queen,
flop.
Queen. Check on the flop.
The board went from terrible to worse. Everything got there.
Yeah, they're just checking to see who's got what.
Broadway got there. The flush got there.
All sorts of different boats.
Yeah, everything got there.
I mean, raising to 105 pre-flop. I mean, it's not unheard of to see king, queen, ace, queen, queen.
Yes, suited, king, jack, pocket queens.
And we've already seen Pete trap with the nuts under the gun. So Billy doesn't want to even put any kind of value bet or see where he's at right there because in case he's getting trapped. Oh Joni's yawning. We need to get some coffee out there.
What color pen do you want?
Surprise.
All right.
All right, so moving on to the next hand. Action is going to start off with Billy. Billy's going to look down at Queen 7 suited. He's calling. Corey's coming along with King 6 suited. Once again, we got some big diamonds out there. Carrie with the Queen 9. Brett is going to raise to $20 with 7-6 offsuit. Eric looks down at Queen Jack, so he's coming along. Michael with the suited connectors with 4-5. He's coming along as well. Pete decides 8-7 is worth playing. Tony looks down at 10-8. Everyone likes it. So Joni's the only one that folded. This is where, as a dealer, I look at her and I ask if she wants her cards back. We're going 8 ways to this flop, 160 in it. Flop is going to come out 8-6-3 rainbow. I know we have a lot of pairs out there, so we've got several players with pairs of 8s. We got several with pairs of 6s. Tony wants to see where he's at and leads out for 40. Got a couple quick folds. Brett flops a pair. Interesting to see if he wants to keep going with it. And he does. So Michael's coming along with his open-ended. Pete, who flops top pair, raises to 150. Tony's going to call with his top pair. He's got a slightly better kicker. Action over to Michael. And Michael calls as well. So now we are down to 3. There was 8. Now there's 3. And just like that, not only does Michael hit his straight on the turn, but Michael is going to pick up the open-ended straight flush draw. Pete, still with his top pair, wants to see, so he bets 225. Action over to Tony. That deuce, so Michael's straight right now is just so well disguised. So he's calling with his 4-5 suited, and that straight is very well disguised in this spot. So Tony's looking down at his chips. He does have top pair, does have a better kicker than Pete. So Pete's in 3rd place, but he's pushing the action. And Tony's reaching for calling chips. I wouldn't mind seeing a raise in this spot from Michael. So 225 call from Tony. Action over to Michael. I wouldn't mind seeing, and there it is. So Michael goes all in. Pete is going to call. Action back over to Tony. Tony's got to know that he's beat. So we are about to see what he does. Right now, there's approximately $2,000 in this pot. So Tony's trying to figure out what he's potentially up against. So Michael all in for 500 right now. If I remember correctly, Pete just calls. Pete does not go all in, so all he does is call there. Michael already with the check mark is got to be loving. Well, he probably thinks he's fading right now, but he's got to be loving his spot that he's in. Hits the miracle card on the turn. Tony is able to find a fold. We are going heads up to the river. They're debating whether or not they're going to run it multiple times. Unfortunately, no matter how many times they run it, Michael is picking up that pot. So Michael is going to show the deuce to 6 straights. And Pete is not going to like what he sees. And so here we go with the aggression frequency. So Billy with the aggression frequency sitting at the top with 45%. Pete just below him. Tony and Michael sitting at 40%. We got a lot of players who have a 35% plus aggression frequency. So we have a change of dealer coming in. Yvonne provided a lot of action for the table. Tried getting her trifecta and the 3-peat on that bad beat. Wasn't able to close it out. And here we have Richard. So Richard is now in the box. So while we're waiting on Richard to get this out, let's go ahead and pull up and see where our players are currently sitting at for the evening. So Carrie's still in the big lead. Billy and Tony now winners. It's been a good night for the live stream so far. Tony with the suited ace. Eric looks down at ace king offsuit. He is going to raise to $50. Action quickly over to Tony. Tony reaching for calling chips. And he does. He calls. All right, so we are going to go 3 ways to this flop. We have ace deuce, ace king, and king jack. No one with the front door club draw. 4, 5, 8 with 2 clubs on the board. Not going to be much help to anyone. Tony, though, looking for a 3 to make the wheel. Eric is going to continue bet for $105. Does have the best hand as of now. Has a 60% chance to win the hand. Tony is calling with backdoor diamonds and a 3 for a wheel. Heads up to the turn. Turn is a 5. Might slow Eric down just a little bit. Tony is going to check to Eric. Eric reaching for chips though. And it looks like Eric is going to bet $175. Still has the best hand, has 78% chance of winning this pot. Backdoor diamonds is no longer a possibility. With only a 3 to come, Tony lays down his ace deuce, and Eric is going to pick up a $220 profit on that hand. So Carrie's still sitting on top of the leaderboard with 2.7 thousand. Michael now has 1.9 thousand sitting in front of him. Tony just right behind that. That screen just goes away really fast. I need to take an auctioneering class. If I take an auctioneering class, I probably could rattle off those numbers fast enough. Carrie is now going to straddle for 10, see if she can't build this pot up. Action starting with Brett. Oh, and this is going to be a really nice straddle for Carrie. So Joni's going to raise with her ace 10. Carrie's going to look down at her pocket queens, and she's going to 3-bet to 50. Action back over to Joni. Joni is going to call. Tony calls with his 8-5 offsuit, and we're going 3 ways to the flop. Flop is King of Diamonds, 9 of Hearts, and 4 of Spades. Carrie leads out for 50 and gets a call very quickly out of Joni, and Tony is just as fast to fold. So Joni's looking at those 3 outs as of now. Picks up a 10 on the turn. So now she has any ace, any 10. She now has... And she picks up 2 pair on the river. Carrie finally concedes. She checks on the river. Joni bets 100. I don't see how Carrie can't call. She quickly mucks when she does, though. Joni shows her ace 10 for aces and 10s with a king kicker. She officially cracked those queens on the river. And for those of you that are watching with not much to do, we do have several 5 on the button cash games running as well. So we have this live stream running. We have a 2-5 live stream. We have several 5 on the button cash games. It's a very actionable night. Tonight is going to be one of those nights where you want to come in. Billy's going to straddle on the button for 10. Corey's coming along with his jack 10. Carrie calls with 7-3 offsuit. Brett is going to raise to 30 with 9-8. Action back over to Billy. Billy's going to call with Queen 8 suited. Corey calls. Carrie calls. 4 ways to the flop. Flop is going to be 8, 9, 10 rainbow. So Brett flops 2 pair. Corey flops top pair open-ended. Billy flops a pair of 8s backdoor diamond draw. We have a lot of possibilities with his hand. So Corey checks dark, Carrie checks, Brett bets 55. Billy is going to call. Corey likes his top pair open-ended, and he is going to raise. Still determining what that raise amount is. Looks like that raise is going to be 225. Brett with his 2 pair coming along. Billy does not want to continue, and he folds. We are now looking at heads up to the turn. Brett in the lead for now. Deuce of clubs on the turn does not help much. Corey goes all in on the turn. And Brett lays it down. So that shove by Corey there picks him up the pot. And Brett folds his 2 pair. All right, so we are moving on to our next hand. Eric with his ace-10 suited is going to raise to 30. Tony likes his hand, and he's coming along. Billy calls with 6-5. Corey with 9-10 is going to make the call as well. Brett with ace-5 suited makes the call. 5 ways to the flop, $152 in the pot. Flop is going to come out ace-9-8. So Eric in the lead with top pair and a 10 kicker. Brett also flops a pair of aces. Action checks around all the way to Corey, who bets $60 with a pair of 9. So he has second pair. Believes no one else is interested, so he bets it. Brett calls. Eric calls. Action over to Tony, who also has a pair. And he's reaching for calling chips as well. I mean, 60 to play. There's almost $400 in the pot. Billy folds his gut shot straight draw. Four players. We have the jack of clubs on the turn. So now Tony picks up the nut flush draw. Corey picks up an open-ended with his 10. Same with Eric. This is a dangerous board. Brett and Eric both checking their aces. I think both of them on this board are just looking for pot control. Action over to Tony, trying to figure out what he wants to do. He still has a pair of 8s. It's going to go check, check. And the 3 of clubs on the river earns Tony the check mark. Brett and Eric are going to not want to continue with this. They just have a pair of aces. Corey could possibly find a call here. He has the 3rd nuts with the 10 high flush. Only beat by the queen and the king. Unfortunately for him, Tony does have that king. So Tony's going to bet $80 into that pot. So it's almost 6-1 odds for Corey to make this call. And like I said, he does have the 3rd nuts. He does opt for just the call. Brett and Eric very quick to lay their aces down. Tony's going to flip over that he does have the king of clubs. We have seen lots of runner tonight. Carrie hit runner against who did she hit runner? Oh, against Tony. So Carrie hits runner against Tony. Joni hits runner against Carrie, and then Tony just hits runner against the table. So on this table, it does look like if you do need cards to come, they are getting there. Button over to Carrie, and she is going to straddle on the button. I think she has a 100% straddle rate right now. I don't think we have a metric for that right now, but I think she has straddled every hand so far. So Joni calls with her queen 9. Pete looks down at ace queen. Billy is going to call with his king deuce. Corey with his 8-6. Carrie checks it through with 6-4. Billy's had 6-4 twice tonight, and it's worked out for him. We'll see if it works for Carrie. Does not look like that's going to happen. Ace, jack, 3, 2 diamonds on the board. Pete's going to look to protect his pair of aces, and sure enough, he bets $40. So the bet on the flop gets everybody else out. Pete's going to pick up that hand. So Eric's going to call the button straddle with his Jack 10. Michael folds his King 3. Pete coming along with Queen 5 offsuit, just looking to play some hands and try to recuperate some of his money. Action over to Brett with King Queen is going to raise to $60. Eric calls. Tony contemplating the call with his ace 6 offsuit. Does make the call. Billy calls. Corey looks down at King 10 again and decides he's calling as well. So we've got 5 players to this flop. Flop is going to come out King 7, 7 with 2 spades. No one has the front door spade draw, but we do have 2 players who flop a king. So Corey flops kings and 7s with a 10. Brett looks at kings and 7s with a queen. Corey is going to bet 100. Brett calls. I think we're seeing a couple quick folds out of Eric, Tony, and Billy. And we are heads up to the turn. Turn is going to be the Jack of Diamonds. Corey still likes it enough to put another bet out there. And so he is going to bet another 100. I see Brett potentially raising in this spot. We'll see what he ends up doing. And sure enough, it looks like Brett is going to put the raise in. He is going to raise to 350. So Corey is going to raise all in. Brett snap calls. They decide they're going to run it one time. 7 on the river, and it is a chop. So Corey gets bailed out in this spot right here. 3 7s on the board. Brett does not like that. He has Corey dominated. And the 7 on the river earns Corey and Brett a chop pot. What a river, though. So that's 7 on the river right there. Corey goes all in. He thinks he's good, gets snap called by Brett, sees that he's behind, and just gets bailed out. But hey, they both pick up a little bit of money on that hand, so can't complain too much. So Joni is going to straddle on the button, get a couple quick folds out of Eric and Mike. Pete with his ace-king is going to raise to 45. Guaranteed Tony is going to be coming along here. And he does. Billy calls with his 8-4. Corey has king-queen suited. He opts for just a call here. Couple quick folds. Joni with the 5-deuce. That is going to be Chris Gwynn's favorite hand. So if somehow that hand makes it to showdown, we're going to see a very happy Chris Gwynn. Chris is running the tablet right now, so he's going to be very excited if he sees it get there. 5 ways to the flop, and the flop comes out king 6 10 rainbow. So Pete flops top pair, top kicker, and he's going to check. Action checks over to Corey, who also flops a king, and he bets 100. And as soon as it gets over to Pete, Pete snap raises to 300. See, now this puts Tony in a spot, though, because Tony is open-ended. So Tony's looking for any ace, any 9, and he's going to... So Tony calls. Looking for any ace 89. Action back over to Corey with top pair and a queen kicker. And he calls as well. So just like that, that pot just grew exponentially. We've got 1.1 thousand in it, 3 ways to the turn. Turn is going to be the deuce of spades. Isn't really going to improve anyone. So Pete's still in the lead with his ace king. He's got two. He knows he's got 2 big hands behind him. What does he opt to do? What range of bet sizing does he go with? Looks like he's going to bet $525. He had 2 people call 300 behind on the previous street. So he's going to go ahead and lead out for 525 and try to maximize his value in this hand. Tony still looking for his straight, makes the call. Corey makes the right fold, but maybe he's thinking that a player flopped 2 pair on him or something. 2 pair a set. Either way, he makes a good fold in this spot. Another deuce on the river. It's going to pair the board. Pete's still in the lead with 2 pair kings and deuces with an ace. He's going to check over to Tony. Tony checks back. And Pete is going to pick up a very healthy pot. 2.7 thousand in that pot. So 2.7 thousand in that one. And Pete is going to pick up waiting on the action tracker to catch up, but Pete is going to be stacking that pot. All right, with that pot, let's go ahead and check on our players and see what it looks like. Kerry is still in the lead with with over $1,000 profit on the session so far. Michael is still looking at a profitable session. Billy is still up there. Tony, Pete trying to climb back out of the hole. Brett still has just a little ways to go. All right, so we do have a 6-player action hand right now. Our action tracker is just another hand behind. We do go 6 ways to the flop. I do not believe this particular one was pre-flopped raise. Action is over to Mike. Mike is looking at ace, 5, ace on the flop. And Mike is going to lead out for 40. Pete folds behind him. Tony is going to call. Billy decides he's going to go ahead and get out of the way. Kerry folds. And we are heads up to the turn. It is going to be heads up between Michael and Tony. So heads up between Michael and Tony. Action is over on Michael. And once again, the flop is ace of hearts, 5 of hearts, 6 of spades with ace of spades. Michael is going to lead out for 100. So the turn is going to be a 7 of diamonds, and Mike is going to lead out for 100 and gets called. Queen of clubs on the river. Mike is going to check, slows down a little bit. Tony checks back and shows ace jack. Mike says good hand, mucks his cards, and we are on to the next one. So we do apologize about the technological difficulties that we have had a couple hands tonight. Trying to still get the action out there for you so you can still keep up. Still exciting to see some of these players coming in. A little quiet from Billy tonight. Wonder if we need to provide some caffeine for the table. I think I've had enough bang to power a small engine. All right, so we are on to the next hand, and I just noticed. I mean, so whether or not you support wearing masks, I mean, masks are good, right? So we'll just leave it with that. But what I will say though is that if you look at Richard's mask, it has LED lights in it, so whenever he's talking, it looks like you can see his mouth moving. So that's actually, I just asked him about that, and that's pretty cool. All right, so going back to this one, Brett. No, so Brett is going to raise to 40 with 7 deuce. Once again, Robin would be very happy to see that someone is playing the hammer. Unfortunately for him, if hearts come, it's not going to end well because Kerry is holding the king, a suited king of hearts. But it looks like she gets out. Billy 3-bet to 240. So Billy 3-bet to 240 with 4-5 offsuit, and Pete is going to make the call with ace-5 suited. And Pete is going to flop the nut flush draw. King of diamonds, 10 of diamonds, 3 of spades. Pete is going to check. Billy is going to lead, or he's gonna continuation. He was the pre-flop aggressor. He wants to continue on the flop. He bets $250. So action back over to Pete with the nut flush draw. 250 to go. Takes his time and makes the call. Queen of diamonds on the turn. Pete is going to be quick to check. 4 of diamonds on the river. That's not going to... Oh, no. So the trap was set. So Pete, knowing that a check back again would potentially be a sign of weakness with 4 diamonds on the board, Billy could represent the flush. Pete is holding the nuts, other than the jack 9 for the straight flush. But so Pete holding the ace high flush, checks the river, gets the jam from Billy. Billy jams, snap called by Pete, and Pete is going to pick up that pot. So the trap was set, Billy fell for it, and Pete profits from it. So Billy also not want to give up. He's reloading for 1,000. Heard the table talking about rugby. That's my sport. I played that for a decade. Played up in college up in Idaho for a couple years. It's a fun sport. Unfortunately, my right shoulder reminds me of those years of playing rugby. Every day. My right shoulder, my lower back, all of it. Very fun sport though. All right, so Tony's going to be calling. Billy is going to raise to 40 with his hand. We don't entirely know what it is yet. Queen 9. Carrie's calling with King 10. Pete's calling with Ace 5. Tony calls, I believe, with his 8-7. We now have 4 players headed into the flop. Flop is going to come out 9-6-4 with 2 spades. So no one flops the front door flush draw. Action over to Billy with top pair and a queen kicker. He's going to bet $100. Pete lets it go. Tony has an open-ended straight draw and a backdoor club draw. So he's coming along. And gets there on the turn. So Tony checks whenever his straight gets there. Billy checks right behind him. Deuce of hearts on the river. I see Tony leading out here. Bet sizing anywhere between 120 to 175. Although at the same time, no, it looks like he's looking down at some chips, wanting to see what he wants to bet. And sure enough, that bet on the river was $175. Billy quick to call and sees the straight. So Tony turns the 9 high straight and picks up that pot. So Tony back on top as far as chip stacks go, with Carrie in a close second. So Tony's now up on the session. Carrie still leads the table as far as a profitable session goes. Michael in second place, Tony in third. Couple players trying to play catch up. Still have a long way to go. Stream will be ending not too long from here. However, this game usually runs after the stream ends. So if you're watching the stream, you want to come get in on some of this action, come on in. We will have seats open. We do also have those cash games running. And always at Kojax, where the action is always moving. All right, so moving on to our next hand. Eric looking down at King Jack suited. Pete had, we have 80% of a straight flush between those two players. So King Jack of diamonds, Queen 10 of diamonds. Tony looks down at Queen 6 offsuit. Billy's coming along with King Deuce. Gonna try to make something happen during the remainder of this stream. Corey's getting out of there. 4 players headed into this flop. And the flop does come out King Jack 6. All spades. No one, well, Billy is holding the deuce of spades. So if a spade comes and Billy decides he's good with his deuce, then there is that. However, Eric, you're wanting to see where he's at. He's got King Jack, so he flops top 2 pair. He's going to lead out for $65. Action over to Pete, who has an open-ended straight draw. Pete decides he's coming along, and Billy as well. Billy has top pair, deuce high flush draw. The turn is the 10 of hearts. So Pete is going to pick up a pair and an open-ended. Eric still has top 2 pair, and Billy has the deuce high flush draw.
So we are now heads up. King Jack versus King Deuce. Queen on the river seals the deal for the deuce. Spades get there. Deuce high flush for the win. $570. Shipping its way over to Billy. Chip count, Tony's in the lead with Carey at 2.4. Adolfo's got 2,000 just sitting down, joining the table new. 1.8 thousand for Mr. Michael Moyer. Pete's got 1.3. As you can see, the players are still looking at the TVs. The game is tied with 2 minutes left to go. So we've got 5-way action headed to the flop. King, Jack, 9. Everybody got a little piece of it except for the 4-3 and 7-5. They're going to be releasing, and the 6-3. They're going to be releasing that. $60 is the action from Mr. Moyer. So we're back to action. King Jack can pull in a winner. King Queen's even better though. All right. Once again, Mr. Moyer continues the big hands. What's up, Zachary Mims? How have you been, man? We haven't seen you lately. So Tony makes the call with 4-3, feeling a little frisky. Billy's going to raise it up to $115. Kerry makes the call with King Queen. Brett's going to release. Moyer does let it go. He only had $20 in the pot, 15 in the pot. Action's now on Tony, and Tony's feeling frisky. Three-way action. Flop comes out all spades. Kerry's holding the queen high flush. Tony's holding 3 high flush. And Billy's leading out. Billy leads out with $85. Kerry folds the queen high flush draw. And it goes check, check. Tony versus Billy. Does Billy try? Tony's pulling out a bet. Does Billy have a 7 or a deuce in his hand? I don't think he does. Bet $145. He makes the call. So by the sounds of it, it sounds like A&M just took the lead. I don't know. Oh my gosh. So A&M did pull off the upset of the century. A&M pulls up the upset of the century. Having a little technical issue on the side of the tablet. We are getting it plugged in, and we'll have the action right back to you in just 1 second. We are back to action now with all the cards there. We have some 8-6s, 8-6s, queen jacks, queen nines, king 10. Looks like everybody wants a piece of this. Raise to 50. We're going to have a bunch of calls. Carrie leads out with $100, checks around to her. She flops the top pair with the flush draw. She's the only one holding 2 hearts in her hand, and even with backdoor hearts, she's the only one that can win it. And it's going to fold around to Brett. Brett does make the call with the open-ended straight draw. Turn completes his open-ended straight. Brett's been looking for a situation like this all night. Carrie leads out with 100. Brett's liable to get it all in right here. $562 in the pot. He is counting out raising chips as we speak. Looks like he's going to raise it up to 300. Carrie doesn't even think about it. Deuce of hearts on the river does not get there for Carrie, so Brett's going to be the winner of this pot. And Brett does declare all in, and Carrie's going to have to let this go. And she does. Looks like this might be Carrie's last hand. I think she did declare that. All right, Billy's going to open it up under the gun with a straddle. Action that he puts money out there before the cards are in play. So we've got 6-way action, $60 in the pot. Flop comes out, King of Hearts, Queen of Spades, 4 of Clubs. Corey leads out with $35. Carrie makes the call with Ace-10. She's got a jack to the Broadway. Six on the turn would have given Tony a pair of sixes. Corey leads out with $50. He sensed weakness, and Carrie does release. So there's your VPIP. Adolfo's only been there just a couple hands. He's sitting at 80%. He does like to drive the action. So we've got Ace-4. Billy raises it to $55 with Ace-King. Carrie makes the call. Christian folds. And Tony makes a call with Ace-4. 3-way to the flop, $170 in the pot. Jack of Hearts, 7 of Diamonds, 6 of Clubs. Carrie's got the best hand as we speak. Billy bets $100. Carrie does make the call. A 4 on the turn. Carrie's still in the lead. And a 10 on the river. It's going to go check. Check. And Carrie's going to be the winner. Carrie's got the $10 straddle out. Okay, we've got Brett straddling over to 20. So Adolfo with Ace Jack raises it up to $60. And as with every game we have on the live stream here at Kojaks, the further we get in the night, the more people are willing to put into the pot. As you can see, 4-3 calling, 6-3 calling, 10-2 calling. Ace Jack was the original raiser. They are out front in the lead right now. King 6 of hearts is in there also. Flop comes out 8, Queen 8. So the 4-3 wins it all right there. Like to see those hands dominating. Carrie sends her good lucks and fair wishes. All right, Ace King calls the $10. Pete looks down at wired queens. He raises it up to $60. Tony's going to make the call with Ace Jack. Billy makes the call with pocket deuces. And Corey makes the call. So we're going to have a big pot brewing. $245 in the pot. Flop comes out. Jack 10, 9. Pete's now with pocket queens has open-ended straight draw. Tony's got top pair, top kicker. Billy's going to let it go. Ace King, I think, is going to have to hang around. Four of hearts on the turn is going to be no help to anyone. Tony's going to lead out with $150. I don't think that's going to send Pete anywhere. And a river card of a jack on the turn turns the tables. On the river. And now Tony is in the lead. And he is known to bet the lead. And he bets $285. I don't think Pete will be able to let this go. Pete does make the call, and he sees the ace-jack, dominates his cards, and he throws away his pocket queens. Not happy about that, but he has had some run good today. Let's take a look at the totals and see where we be standing at. Tony's now up $695. Billy's down just 66. Corey's down 99. Brett's down 321. Christian's down 55. Eric's down 313. So we will be going to 11:30. Eric looks down at ace-7 under the gun and just gets rid of it. Moyer, for once, does not have a big hand. He's going to let that go. Pete does. He looks down at another pocket pair. Wired fours, makes the call. Doesn't look like anybody picked up much of anything, that one, except for Brett. Brett in the small blind looks down at pocket queens. Action has been raised up to $180. So your commentator all night long, Josh, he's going to be heading into the boot or heading into deal. So pocket queens versus 4-4. Brett's going to try to maximize value out of this. I don't know if he can get much value. 365 in the pot. He bets 1/2 the pot. I think that's just too much. No, just kidding. As always, we are a liar. And Pete does make the call. Pete's looking for a 7, a 3, or a 4 on the turn to keep his hopes alive. A queen on the turn seals the deal. Brett now has a 100% chance of winning this hand unless he makes a fold. So going into this hand, Brett was $321 down, and he won $365 on that hand, so that is how you get back to even. He is a $44 winner. Good comeback, Brett Shield. And just like that, Lindsay leaves. So we've got a Mississippi straddle this hand. That means $5 is on the button. Christian's going to be in the small blind. Action's going to start there. So we've got 3, 6, 8 of the 9 players in this hand. Flop comes out, ace of hearts, deuce of hearts, queen of clubs. I'm trying to find somebody that has an ace, but there's not one ace out there. Corey's got middle and bottom pair, and that's, I think, going to be the end of it. Billy is all in. Oh my goodness. Billy is known for plays like this when he feels weakness, and Corey made the call. Corey does show Queen Deuce, and that's going to be good. Billy was trying to make something happen. He's been pretty card dead all night long. $758. Billy has just less than that, and it's going to cover Billy all the way. Oh, you know Chris Saban is going to rip his team apart. Alabama's got to lose a game every once in a while, though. So I'm hearing from the table that Deontay Wilder just got knocked down. I don't know if he got knocked out. Pete just smooth calls it with ace queen of diamonds. Adolfo raises to 10. Need Adolfo's cards. Moyer wakes up with another monster. Wait, he wakes up to the same monster that Brett wakes up to. So both of them are holding pocket kings. And Moyer re-raises. Holy cow. This is just crazy. Billy raises it up to 30. Brett re-raises to 105. Michael Moyer re-raises to 355. Pete makes the call with ace-queen suited. Adolfo gets out of the way. Action's over to Billy. Billy's chips just get in. Billy does make the call. Man, what a hand is brewing. Does Brett shove all in right here? What does he do? He's got $960 in his stack. He's seen it re-raised after his raise. And then 2 calls after that. How do you play kings at this point? That's the question, is what do you do with kings? He's doing a little posturing. I do believe he's going to say all in. And that's exactly what he does. He does say all in. That's going to put the pressure on Mr. Moyer, who's got 1,700. We could see the largest pot of the night brewing right here. We're already at $3,000. And Michael's not posturing. He's got a monster. What Brett is thinking is he up against aces in this point? He raised to 300. He's thinking, does someone have aces behind him? This is the decision of a night for Mr. Moyer. That's why he's taking a little longer than normal. Mike pushes all in. Mike pushes all in, and this is going to put the pressure on Pete. Is he up against aces and kings here? He's asking how much Brett has in his stack. So Brett's all in for $2,036. Oh, and he lets go of the ace queen. Billy makes the call. Flop comes out deuce, 4, 6, 5, 5. Billy had a flush. Billy hits the flush to win the biggest pot of the night. The biggest pot of the night. So we had pocket kings versus 9-7 of diamonds. What an incredible call by Billy. He risks his whole stack. He knew he was up against overpairs by the way the hand played out, and he made the call with 9-7 of spades. And he hits a flush on the river. Wow. And that's how you get back to even right there. Billy is now your big winner for the night. He is up $2,182. Wow. I'm speechless. I'm sitting here looking at the screen and wow. Nowhere along any of that did either of the players, Brett or Michael, expect to see a 9-7 to that point. And Brett's a little steaming. He actually got up and walked away from the table for a few minutes. He's heading back now, and I can guarantee you this game's going to be crazy. So $10 Mississippi straddle leads to the small blind folding. The big blind calls, and under the gun calls. Tony looks down at ace 10 offsuit. He's going to raise it up to $30. Brett's playing my hand. He's a little steamed right now. He's got 694 left in his stack. So it looks like everybody all the way around is going to call. We've got 5 players in the pot. $152 up for grabs this hand. I'm rooting for the 5-3 as always. Flop comes out 4, 6, 8. Adolfo bets 100 on his top pair. I can bet you Brett's going to either be... Brett's probably going to... Oh, he just calls. I thought he'd be shipping it all right there after that last hand. Pete's probably going to make this call. He's looking for a 5. Turn card is a 9. A 7 is not good for Brett now. A 7 gets Adolfo all the way to the top straight. Brett does let it go. Pete makes the call. He's got 6 outs. He's got 2 10s, 2 5s, and 2 4s. Heads up action. Go into the river. A 6 of diamonds on the river gives Fofo the best hand. As you can tell, nowhere has action like Kojax has action. Fofo flips over his cards, shows 8 and 6s with a 10 kicker, and Pete is just going to muck his cards face down. Not let him know what he was chasing on there, so Fofo pulls in a huge pot. Billy's your chip leader with a dominant 4,300. Adolfo has 3,200. Tony right behind with 27. Pete at 2.2. Corey at 1.8. And everyone else is just under $1,000. Billy's got his normal stack of chips right there. So we are heads up. Jack 10 versus pocket queens, and Corey's pocket queens are going to take it in. 10 to play. Mississippi straddle is on. Action's going to start with Fofo in the small blind. He calls the 10. Tony just called 10 with pocket jacks. Wow. Brett raises it up with Queen Jack suited to $40. Action's going to fold around to Mr. Moyer, who continues to get big hands. Ace 10 suited. Pete folds as 9-3, and Adolfo does call with Queen 7. I wonder if he's going to be raising here. There's the action. Tony does raise it up to $240. Brett makes the call with King Queen. I could see Michael shipping it right here. No, he is so disciplined, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Moyer is one of the most disciplined players I have seen. He does not get out of line with Ace 10 suited. He knows somebody's got a pocket pair. We are heads up. Jack versus King Queen, and that's the flop that Tony was looking for. He's going to be first to act, and he is going to lead out. He's grabbing some black chips and some green chips. And just by him reaching for those chips, Brett lets it go. This looks like it's going to be the last hand of the stream. Actually, we're going to have two more hands of the stream. Two more hands, excuse me. Button straddle, it's going to go full fold. So as you can see, everybody looking to the right now. They're now watching the Wilder fight. Moyer looks down at the Basil. Jack 10. 25 is the new action. He's going to raise it up. And the buttons move just like that. I figured we might get another couple hands in here. Hand number 65. Brett's going to look down under the gun at Ace Deuce. Christian doesn't get too far out of line. Oh, but he does here. He's feeling a little frisky. Christian's going to raise it up to $10 with 9-6. Eric looks down at 7-5 suited. He's going to raise it up. Michael looks down at the same hand he had last time. He calls. Pete looks down at 9-8. So there's 9-8, 10 Jack of spades, and the two people sit next to each other. Fofo looks down at Ace Queen. As Dante calls it, Esquisha. He's going to raise it up to $100. Billy does make the call. We've seen him make some of these calls with the 4 sixes and hit. Moyer makes the call, and so does Pete. So we're going to have five-way action. So this will be the last hand of the live stream. Fofo's going to lead out with 200 on a board that comes out. 4 of hearts, 4 of spades, 4 of hearts, 4 of clubs, king of hearts. Billy flops trip 4s. I just saw that. Fofo leads out with 200. Billy's going to raise her up to 400. Fofo does make the call. Billy's got the serious look on. He's got the serious look whether he's making a move or he's got the nuts. And in this case, he does have the nuts. 7 on the turn. He gets the check mark on his hand. Billy says all in. He takes all action away from Fofo. He can only make a call. Well, he did watch Billy make an all-in bluff earlier. And Fofo does make that fold. Billy's going to scoop in a beautiful pot. Chip count, Billy's got over 5,000 after that hand. Billy has straddled the last hand. If the last hand proves us right, this will be one of the more action-packed hands. We're due for a boring one, though. We've had aces versus kings the last few weeks, aces versus queens, all kinds of stuff. Corey makes the fold. Queen 9's in the muck. Queen 8 makes the call. And this is what we're talking about. Last action here. Fofo looks down at ace jack, and he raises it up to $100. Billy is going to look down at ace 10. He just makes the call. So we're going to be heads up between the two that played last hand. Ace jack versus ace 10 suited. This could be a firework hand. Oh, Pete does make the call. Sorry, ace 4 is in there. Three-way action. Flop comes out 8-7-3. Nobody gets a piece of that. Ace jack is in the lead. Fofo leads out with $250, and Fofo does make the fold. And Pete folds it up. So as for Kojak's live stream, that is it. We look forward to all of you coming out to our Permian Basin Poker Series starting October the 25th. From all of us here at Kojak's,